Hi guys, Micky here. Hope you're all safe and well. Well, how lucky are we, eh? Yesterday we heard from a Premier League manager, one of 20 managers in the Premier League. He sent you a nice little message yesterday. And in that message he was talking about the importance of keeping up with your individual programmes. Let's hope you're adhering to that. He says he's sending the same sort of information out to his own players at Sheffield United. Well, to follow on from that, we've now got an interview with Josh Knight. And Josh is a young, up-and-coming professional footballer at Leicester City. He's made one appearance at Sheffield United in the League Cup. And he's now at Peterborough United. And he has been at Peterborough for the whole season. And he talks about his early life and his football career today. So enjoy. So today my special guest is Josh Knight, who's a Leicester City under-23 player who's now on loan at Peterborough. He's been at Peterborough all season. Good morning, Josh.
How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm good, thank you very much, mate. Can you just go back to your early years and just explain how you happened to get scouted for Leicester?
I played for my local side, which was Fletney Athletic, when I was 7 years old, and then I was playing for the year above me, and then in the next season I played a game for the under 11s, and then I got scouted in that game, and then I went to some training on the Friday night at Leicester, and then I signed with them when I was 8 years old.
So you've actually been at Leicester since you were 8 years old?
Yeah.
Wow, so you've been on quite a journey. So at 16 you then became an apprentice?
Yeah, I was at Roberts Marv, and then I got offered a scholarship, and then after that got offered a 1 year pro, and then a 2 year pro, and then I'm here now. Right,
so you've actually made your first team debut as well. Can you just tell everybody who that was against and just how you were feeling leading up to it?
So I trained with the first team the whole week, and then on the day before the game, got called over to train with the first team.
Who was manager then? Sorry, Josh.
Craig Shakespeare was the manager, and then I went back over with the 23s, and then he came over and said that to my 23s manager that I was travelling. So obviously I was over the moon, but I was nervous at the time. And then the next day we travelled on the day, so I didn't have to sing, which I was buzzing about. But then I got to the hotel, I was a bit nervous, but I remember I was in the lift with a few of the players, Ben Chilwell, a few others, and he was like, "You could play tonight," because there was a few people missing. And then went to the meeting, and I found out I was on the bench, so obviously I was buzzing. And then we were winning, and then he told me to get warm. Well, actually, no, Harry Maguire got injured in the first 5 minutes, and he was like, "Go get warm." I was like, "Oh no." I ain't got 80 minutes in me. And then he carried on, and then don't know what time it was, probably the 78th minute or something, like that, 75th minute. He said, "You ready?" And then I was like, "Yeah." And then called me up. I remember Mike Stow, the goalkeeping coach, showed me what I need to do on set pieces and that. He just said, "Enjoy it, play with a smile on your face, and do what you do best." And then Shaky said the same, and then I went on. I came on at right back. Obviously it was overwhelming feeling. You can't really describe it, but I got through the game. Pretty sweet, to be honest with you, and really enjoyed it.
Any mistakes, or once you got onto the pitch? Because what I've been doing, trying to tell the boys about nerves, is that nerves are what you're putting pressure on yourself. That's all you're doing. So just relax and think about the task ahead.
Yeah, he said to me as I was going on, he just said, "Get on the ball, demand the ball," and Musa was playing on the right hand side, and he said, "Give it Musa, but don't try to get round him." And then I remember giggling and getting on, but no, you don't really think about. I don't really get nervous. Like if you get nervous, then that's when you make mistakes. But they're a good group, and they knew it was my first appearance and that, so no one really had a go at you or whatever. You just got to demand the ball and that. If you act scared, then they ain't going to pass you really. So, but no, it was good.
So a proud moment not only for you but for the family as well, all being Leicester City fans.
Yeah. My mum, my dad, my brother was there. His mates were there. My mates were there. So it was good, and it was on TV as well. So a lot of people seen it.
Good. Now, maybe not quite made as many first team appearances because it's really difficult for a young player coming through the ranks, getting into Leicester City's first team, especially after they won the league. You now find yourself at Peterborough United. How did that come about?
Back end of January last year, I got told about it, and then I spoke to the manager there, and he watched a few of my games, and he said he'd like to take me. And Peterborough's quite close, and I needed to get out because I played a lot of 23 games, and I thought I was ready, and I knew I was ready. So yeah, I got out there, and then my first game, I got injured, which was a kick in the teeth. But I came back stronger and finished the season well. And then he wanted to take me this season, and it was a no-brainer really because we did well. Missed out on the playoffs by a point last year, and then we hit the ground running. At the start of the season, all flying really. It was good.
So you then talked there about the disappointment of getting injured. How did you cope with that psychologically then?
You got to talk to people when you're feeling down and that. I spoke to a lot of other players that have been through the injury I had, and the staff at Leicester, because I went back to Leicester for my treatment. Because obviously, when you're not playing, it is frustrating. You see the lads going out to train and that, watching the games on the Saturdays, it is frustrating, but it gives me more hunger to get back really and want to be playing. So
at this moment in time, you're in lockdown. How's that been?
It's tough, but I'm getting through it. I'm doing my. I get sent a program to do every week, and it's an hour a day really. You go out, do you run, or I've been doing bike because I've torn my quad. So when I run on the concrete and that, along the streets, it's a bit uncomfortable, but I can do other exercises and stuff. But I do my exercise in the house. Got some weights and that in the house. So it is frustrating, but it's yeah.
So at this moment in time, you're self-employed in terms of your physical fitness. Do you have a set routine then for the day, or do you just do it when you feel like doing it?
I normally just do it when I feel like doing it, but I do it, yeah. But in the mornings, if I'm up early, I'll just do it so it's out of the way. But I've got a 2-week break now, so I don't have to do anything for 2 weeks, and then I'm back.
Is that being set by the club, a 2-week break, what, doing nothing, or?
Yeah, it's been set by Peterborough to do nothing. Well, I'm still going to do bits to keep up on my fitness, but they said that we can have 2 weeks off, and then I've got a program to follow, like a little mini pre-season to follow until I go back, and I'm meant to be going back on the 16th of May, and then I think the games are like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after that. So I just really want to get the season back underway and get it finished, because we're in a good place on the table. So hopefully we can get promoted this season.
So the manager of Peterborough has a famous dad, Sir Alex, Darren Ferguson. Does he give you the hair dry treatment like his famous dad?
He can, yeah. He's a good gaffer, to be fair, to have. He likes the young players. He brings a lot of young players from the 23. They don't really have a 23s, 18s. They come up and train with us. But he's a fiery character who can be anyway.
And how do you cope with that when he's actually, raising his voice? Is it part of the game, or is it something that you have to get used to if you're a pro going forward?
When you've got to learn to take it. Well, he knows what players can take it different ways. Some players need an arm around them. Some players need a kick up the backside. But for me, it doesn't really bother me what I get. I've had it over the years anyway, so from my 23s manager, he loves it. But last season, I remember Lee Tomlin and him were winning 2-1 at Portsmouth away. And this is the first time I've really experienced it, but they had basically had a fight in the changing rooms at half time. I'm just sitting there thinking, we're winning 2-1 it, and why are you two fighting? But after we won the game 3-2, and he was like, the gaffer said that me and Tomlin had done that many a times. But that was the first time I've ever experienced the gaffer and him fighting, or the gaffer and a player fighting. But yeah, that was one
part of the game, eh?
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever raised my voice too many times as a manager, but there you go. And another thing that I talk to the boys a lot, Josh, is confidence. How do you remain confident in your ability when you're on the pitch?
It all really starts in training. It's the lead up to the game, I think. If you have a good training week, you know you're going to play well on the Saturday. But even if you make mistakes on the Saturday, you can't dwell on them mistakes. That's what's going to bring your performance down and let the fans get on your back. But when I play, I don't really listen to any of the fans. If I give the ball away, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? I want the ball again to make up for whatever I've done, or just carry on playing how I normally play. I don't think, I've made a mistake, it's in my head, but it's different for different people. But we're a good group in that. So if anyone makes a mistake, it's an arm round them or whatever. But yeah, for me, it's just I don't really dwell on the mistakes I make or whatever.
Yeah. So, are you keeping in touch with any of your teammates while you're in lockdown?
Yeah, I've spoke to a lot of the Peterborough lads. I play a lot of PS4 anyway, so when I go on there at night, the lads are normally on. I FaceTime a few of the lads, speak to them every day, really, on text. We've got a group chat, so that's always popping off. And then the Leicester lads, I still speak to them when I can. But yeah, it's a hard period we're in at the minute. But
so the ambition really is to finish off this season, get promoted with Peterborough, and then is it back to Leicester City, or what you're thinking?
Yeah, I've got one more year left at Leicester, so we'll see what happens in the summer. But yeah, we want to go back there, get promoted. Because obviously it was disappointing last year, missing out on 1 point, the playoffs by 1 point. But yeah, go back to Leicester, see what happens in the summer.
And just finally, Josh, just a little piece of advice that you've had that's helped you throughout your career for the young boys in the Brookhouse Football Academy.
You've got to make, well, for me, I had to make sacrifices to get where I am. Not going out with your mates on this night or whatever. I've had a game, but yeah, do everything, train well, eat well, and that will make your performances better. For me, that's what happened with me anyway. So give it 100% even if you're feeling not 100%, because you're not always going to be 100% in your body. But if you give it 100% in training and that, your performances will show that, and people will start to notice you.
Brilliant. Well, listen, I'll leave you then to crack on with whatever you're doing, Josh. Thanks for your time, and good luck at Peterborough for the rest of the season when the season resumes.
Nice one. Cheers.
Cheers, pal. Thanks.